This is Chie Satonaka, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast. You better eat more meat.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Giant Sword Podcast. I'm your party leader, Nick Lynn. Joining me today is Taylor Hoyt. Hey, Taylor.
What is up, Nikolai?
We have been gone for about 5 months, and we're back now.
Yeah, it's a whole different landscape. Gaming has changed forever. Final Fantasy 16's out. Cold Steel 6 is out. You know, everything's different.
We don't even like JRPGs anymore. This podcast is all about gacha games and puzzle and 3 match 'em ups.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And hentai. So. Yeah, but for real, sorry that we've missed about 2 episodes. Life's been hectic for the last 2 weeks, and our schedules could never meet up. So we weren't able to record for the longest time. And when we did, something came up, and then it's like, oh, we can't do this. So then it was too late. We're like, hey, we can record on Wednesday. It's like, well, that's too late. So.
Well, even though this episode's technically kind of late, we will, it's better than missing a whole other week. So we'd rather get one out.
Yeah, get one out, and next week might be another late one too.
It's possible. Hopefully not.
It's this. Yeah, hopefully I get transferred back to mornings, and then everything will be fine. Sunshines and rainbows.
That's right.
But yeah, there has been a lot of news in the last 3 weeks.
There has been.
It might be old news to you guys, but I know we kind of want to talk about it because we haven't really talked. So let's just start off with the really old news. In about a week and a half, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel for the PS4 is going to release on March 26th here. Because the longest time we thought it was going to be launching in January, and then it kept being delayed and delayed and delayed. And we're like, hey, what the heck is going on? And now we're going to get it. So. Finally,
yeah. No, I'm debating whether I should wait because the placeholder date for Cold Steel 2 on PS4 is May 7th, which is like, a month and a half after. So I'm like, should I wait so I can play them back to back, or is it just going to take me a month to play it anyway? So I'm trying to figure out what to do with that game because I still haven't beat. There's another game I bought that I have not beat yet.
Ooh, what game is that? Are you talking
DMC 5.
Oh,
yeah. So. But that one also has, the turbo mode, right? The PS4 version will have that.
Yep. You know what I noticed? You know what I just found out? Because I've been streaming lately because I've been having time to stream, and I want to interact with the audience a little more. I was replaying Tokyo Xanadu on Calamity, and it has a little quick boost mode. I didn't know it had that, so you can skip through a bunch of scenes really quick.
Oh yeah. It definitely has a fast forward in the cutscenes. Yeah. But doesn't the Cold Steel have it like when you're running in combat and stuff?
Yeah, it has boost from everything. It has fast forward from everything.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, running around those big long stretches will be really nice. The combat I like. I'm gonna play that in normal speed, but the running and doing the side quests, I want to try to speed that up.
Now the question is, are you gonna talk to everybody and actually be interested? Not like every NPC, I'm talking about, the more important characters.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because we have to keep in mind, let's put this into context. So here was the environment that I played Cold Steel in. First of all, I think this gets lost a lot when we talk about it. I had started that game on Vita and then stopped. And then I played Persona 5 and then I picked it back up. And I'm like, I don't really know what's happening. So that was one thing going against it.
I remember that, yeah.
2 was you would not stop bothering me about playing that game, so that was another big one. And then also, I feel like I played the worst version of that game. I played the Vita version, which looks bad, has bad frame rate. I just had everything working against it. But now, I've played Xanadu, I played a ton of Ys games. I just feel like I'm in a better state of mind to, appreciate that. So I just think I'm going to have a better experience. And yeah, I'm going to do all the stuff, try to get more into it, especially now that we know Sean. I just feel like there's an extra something to that wasn't there before.
I need to replay that. I've wanted to do a New Game Plus for so long, but I only have the save files on the Vita version. And now that the PS4 version's coming out, I'm gonna do the exact same playthrough on the PS4 versions. You know, pick the best waifu because there's only one choice, and you guys all know this. And
Sarah, obviously.
No, Toa, duh.
Toa, okay,
Yeah.
sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I used to call her Toa waifu all this like in Cold Steel 1. That's all I called her. It's like I gotta talk to Toa waifu every time I can. And then I figured out that I could actually, dance with the teacher. I'm like, sorry, Toa. Get out of here.
Rip.
Rip.
Rip in pieces, Toa. Sorry.
And then in Xanadu, Toa is the teacher. What can I do? But she's my
That's right. What do I do?
But she's
Why not both?
But Ko is her cousin, so can't really do anything about that.
That's the best part.
Incest. So next old news: Granblue Fantasy Relink and Versus Director on director says it's going to be a worldwide release all over the world, simultaneous, yeah. And potential PS5 versions.
Yeah, I feel like if your game is not coming out this year, which I don't think Relink is, it would be nice, but I don't think it is. Especially after, so I don't think we talked about this on since it happened, but they kicked Platinum off the project.
Yeah,
so
no, I think we said that last time. But
okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. It's been so long, but yeah, I feel like if you're not coming out in 2019, you need to start considering making a PS5 version of your game. Even if you are, like, I'm sure they're already doing, whatever PS5 is going to be, because that's the rumors that it's going to come out, next spring or next fall or something like that. So got to get those cross-gen versions ready.
I want to talk about stuff like that. So let's have that. Let's save that as a pin about PS5, like what PS5 is going to be for later this podcast. I want to talk about that.
Okay, right. Sounds good. But I think Versus is coming out this year. It's a fighting game. I mean, I don't know if there's a ton of story, but they're rolling out the character roster. So they just had a big, the mobile game had a 5-year anniversary, and I've been seeing a ton of people on my timeline posting their new characters and what they've been playing on the mobile game. So I think they're going to try to capitalize on that. And I think recently they announced a new character. I don't know any of them except the ones that have already been announced. So, yeah, I think that's this year for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what else is there? Okay, this is the big one. This is like everyone wanted this. They finally announced the next Pokemon, and it's called Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
And it's in it's based off a Great Britain type of world, like a stereotypical Great Britain kind of world,
I love it though.
Yeah, it's really good. I like that style.
The memes were gold, dude. The memes. Oh, dude. Oh, you cheeky git. You want to have a Pokemon battle? Like, it was so good. Like, all the, craft just hamming it up in Discord. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I take it that you're super excited about this.
I mean, I'm not super excited. My expectations were a little bit tempered because here's my thing with Pokemon. I'm not like, oh my god, Pokemon, it's amazing. But when it comes out, I play it, I enjoy it, I forget about it until the next one. It would have been nice if it was like that Breath of the Wild new thing that everybody was hoping for, but it still looks good. I like the color palette. I like the Britain world. The starters are a little weak. Hopefully we can see the final evolution soon, and that'll decide my choice. But I know you haven't been a fan of the latest Pokemon. Basically since it came to 3DS, you haven't really played them, right?
I've never really played a Pokemon game past Red or Blue.
Didn't you play Gold and Silver or something? Or
nope. I mean, I messed around with Diamond, but then when I played it, I'm like, this is just Pokemon again. I've already played this. I'm done. So
I mean, that's every game, frankly. Except
I know
sometimes they improve the quality of life, but yeah, they're kind of the same game.
It just feels like I don't know why. I could do that with other games, but for Pokemon, it's like I lose interest just right in the middle.
Yeah, I mean they've tried things like Sun and Moon got rid of gyms, so they had Kahuna fights, and so they were almost like these little mini puzzles instead of like a gym. which was kind of neat. So, people are like, oh, it's just another Pokemon game. But I think there's a couple things that they're gonna do with it that might make it a little different. I mean, probably not. Let's just be honest, probably not. But I'll play it. It'll be fun. So that mid-November window, like it always releases in.
But here's the big question: is there going to be bonding events
with your Pokemon? I doubt it.
I'm just joking.
Will there be social links?
Yeah, will there be social links? Will there be a party?
Yeah.
Pokemon. I'll see, because I haven't really they've only showed that teaser, right? That little trailer, and they haven't really talked about it. They talked about the Pokemon and how they're really excited about making this, and then that was it. It was like a 3-minute thing, right?
It was really short. Yeah, it was super short. E3. That's what they do with Pokemon. They do a thing at the beginning, like sometime in springtime to get people excited. They blow it out at E3, and then it releases in November. Like, I would bet money it's coming out mid-November.
E3 is going to be weird this year, dude.
I know, no Sony. I don't know I don't even know if I want to watch E3 because that's always the end cap. I'm like, yeah, big Japanese game. What Capcom game are you going to show? Is Square Enix going to show up? But
they said that they're not going to show up at the conference or the show floor. So maybe that means they're going to have their own online thing.
It's possible. They're like, Sony is being very weird this year about what they're showing and how they're talking to their fans. They're playing very defensive. I can't imagine that they're just sitting back and doing nothing, because I was listening to Colin Moriarty's Sacred Symbols. It's like his new PlayStation podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a really interesting point that at, I think it was DICE, Sean Layden had the opening ceremony. And for people who don't know, DICE is like a developer summit where people meet up and there's panels and you share information and you make deals there. And Sean Layden, who's the president or the CEO of Worldwide Studios or whatever, he's a bigwig at Sony. He's the guy that comes on stage. And so he blatantly mentioned we really messed up during the PS3 era. And then we came back strong for PS4. And we listened to developers and we listened to gamers. And I know a lot of people were thinking, oh, well, here comes classic Sony from the PS3 era. And I'm like, they have directly addressed that. So for them to address it and then to go back to that seems really crazy. I think they know what's working. But,
I think what's going on, first, they need to stop censoring. That I'm saying. They need to stop censoring. They have become they're becoming too Puritan again. And it's funny, it's not coming from the crazy conservative right. It's coming from the crazy left. And it's just
why do you think they started doing that? Because it's only the Japanese games, because Metro has full-on bare breasts, and that game came out a month ago, and Devil May Cry came out 2 weeks after, and they're making them censor butts.
A butt.
Yeah.
You can't show a hot woman's body, I guess.
But again, in Metro, you can see her breasts. She's like a stripper at a strip club or something. So there is a clear favoritism or something. Why?
I don't know.
What's happening?
A lot of people like to joke that it's because they moved the headquarters to California, and all the crazy California cucks are there now. But
but again though, it's not that they're censoring; it's they're allowing some games to just go crazy and others to not. So why do you think they're playing favorites like that?
I have no idea. It doesn't make sense. I didn't want to see how this turned out, because they're censoring already censored versions of games.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't make any sense. But I was like, okay, they're only doing the crazy visual novel, super lewd games. I get it. But then it came over into Devil May Cry. I'm like, uh-oh. Now they're going to start censoring the Japanese RPGs that we love, which has some, sometimes there might be a lewd scene there just, for laughs.
Yeah.
So if that starts happening, it's like, bye, Sony. I'm sorry. I'm going to Nintendo, which for some reason is allowing this stuff on their console now.
Yeah, I know. You'd think it'd be the other way around, right?
Mm-hmm. Just doesn't make sense to me. I want them to come back. Come back to what they were before. Stop censoring stuff, and then bring back all the good news that you used to do. But what I was saying before we got in that censor tangent, is that I think they're looking at because there's a lot of changing going on in the gaming industry, and I think they're checking out. It's like, what should we do? Because they canceled PSX last year because they didn't have any news, and the year before that it was very weak. It was like the year before that it was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It was so cool. I loved it. Too bad we weren't inside, but oh
my god,
that story. You guys have all heard it.
Yeah.
But it's just maybe they're saving all their news for the next PSX, and maybe PSX is gonna be a little earlier. I don't know.
It's possible. That's actually a good theory. That they might change the date. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know if you noticed this too, but they also redesigned the PlayStation blog, which I gotta say I feel like is a shadow of its former self. I feel like there used to be really awesome devs that would come on there and share some really cool information, and now it feels a little bland. Feels like they're just
it looks really weird now.
What?
I just went on to the PlayStation blog. It's
really basic.
It's
right?
very minimalistic, and I hate that style. But that's what's going nowadays. Is barely anything.
Yep. You gotta make sure it runs on phones. Yeah, I mean, time will tell. They're putting out Days Gone in a month.
Apparently, okay. So have you heard the consensus of Days Gone is that it's a really good open world survival game, really good. But there's too many of those. So okay, whatever. That's what they say. There's too many. It's not doing anything new, but it's really good. But nothing new. Okay, if you want to play a survival horror or survival zombie-like game, then there you go.
I mean, sometimes not every game needs to be God of War or Spider-Man or The Last of Us. Games are supposed to be fun. If it's a 7 out of 10 and it's really fun, then who cares? I'm looking at Rage 2. Normally a game like that I would never care. I played the first Rage and it bored the heck out of me. It was not that fun. But this one, it's crazy weapons and super nuts colors and superpowers and vehicles. And I'm I'm not going to buy it day one, but because you wait 2 months and games go on sale now. They never retain their full price for very long.
It's Borderlands 3. That's what it is.
Well, not with the gun, because Borderlands is all about guns,
crazy loot guns. Yeah, but I'm just saying that's the style. It just reminds you of Borderlands, and
it's Borderland meets Mad Max kind of thing. Yeah,
and
for sure.
Old me would have be on that in an instant, but it's I'm done with those type of shooters. They really
until Doom Eternal comes out.
But that Doom Eternal's not like that though. Doom Eternal's a Doom game.
Yeah,
completely different type of shooting.
Yep. Cool.
All right, next loot news. We went from Pokemon to that. The Alliance Alive HD remaster coming this fall. Coming to the West this fall. Right,
and it's PS4 and Switch.
Yeah.
So it's not just there's been a couple 3DS remasters. We're getting Rune Factory 4 on Switch. So this is not just on Nintendo. It's also on PlayStation, which is cool. And I remember Kimpy talking about this game and really liking it. And I heard a lot of good things, so I think I might actually play it when it comes out.
Well, it was Kimpy and it was Mike that we had on as a guest. He really liked that game. That's right.
They changed their channel name. It's not Dark Pixel Gaming. I forget what it's called.
Resonant Arc. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
But yeah, he really liked it, and I'm like, oh, should I get it on the 3DS? Well, now I don't have to. Get on the PS4. It's gonna be censored on the PS4, so we can get it on Switch.
That's right. Well, me being weird, I'm probably going to get it on Switch anyway, just for the portability. See, here is my dilemma when it comes to stuff like that. If it's on both and it's not graphically intense, I'll probably get it on Switch just for the portability option. But if it's got really awesome box art, gotta have it on PS4.
Oh, because
is my dumb justification.
Is it only digital?
No, it's you're getting a physical version.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
They only have very cool.
Ooh.
They only have like placeholder box art right now, but if they, whenever they show it, if it's cool, I'll consider getting the PS4 version.
Consider it. I'm interested. I want to see more about it because Mike really made me feel like I should get this game. I remember I have it on my wish list on Amazon, but never bought it. So it's there. Now I don't have to buy it.
Yep, and that's what's really weird about that is originally that game was released by Atlas on 3DS. So now NIS America is doing the HD port, which I find strange. So I don't know if Atlas doesn't care or NIS is just stepping their game up and they're trying to get more games. I don't know what's happening, but I found that kind of interesting.
Speaking of Atlas, where's that PS4 or Persona 5R news, man? It was supposed to come out this March, right?
I mean, we've only got like a week and change left, so it's got to be coming soon. So
for some reason, I had this like idea that's going to happen on the 24th. I have no idea why. Did it say the 24th in the teaser?
Hold on. Let's see. It's so okay. So the first piece of news that I found says, "Watch out for." It's revealed before Sega Fest, which is March 23rd. So it could be happening during Sega Fest. It could happen right before, but Sega Fest, which is like I'm guessing some kind of Sega festival in Japan, is March 23rd. So
that's very soon.
That is very soon.
You guys will be listening to this podcast probably when it's being announced.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's Saturday. So we could be hearing by the next podcast. We could know what Persona 5R is.
All right. It's gonna be a different world then. It's gonna be a different world. It's gonna be a different world. That Switch port is either gonna be a thing or it's not gonna be a thing. We just don't know.
Well, so like here's the thing. Here's the weird thing about Persona 5R is they've already confirmed PS4.
Yep.
So I wonder what they're gonna fix or add to it. So I know we've talked about this. The Shogi girl has a new playable character.
That's my
maybe
guess.
Some new fun scenes. The Thing. I mean, that game is really long as it is. So I can't imagine.
The Thing isn't that long. The Thing's like about 8 hours.
What thing?
The Thing. The Thing. You know one of my favorite horror games, The Thing.
Oh,
it's not that long game. It took so long for you. You're like, what are you talking about?
I thought you were trying to be like sneaky and not talk about a spoiler part. I'm like, what part of the game is 8 hours long? Like, what are you talking about?
The intro.
Yeah, the intro. Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's 100. That game's 100 hours long, right? Like, what could you possibly add? Like, nobody wants to play. I mean, who am I kidding? I want to play. I'm looking for an excuse to replay this game. Whether that means it's on the go or like new characters or fixing stuff. I mean, I don't know.
It's gonna be a new waifu.
I hope so.
You're probably gonna see cameos from other games, like more, because they usually do that on the second like remake. For some reason they add cameos. Did they do that for Golden?
I don't think so. Because they added Vincent and Catherine to Persona 3 Portable.
Yeah.
And then they added a female protagonist, but I don't remember. I don't think they did anything like that for Persona 4. Watch us be wrong.
I know. I think we're wrong because I think there is one. So, yeah.
Correct us in the comments or in Discord or on
social
media if we're wrong.
Man, I haven't played Persona 4 in so long.
Yep, me neither.
Yeah, probably gonna add maybe a secret dungeon or like a final dungeon. Like, oh, you thought you killed me, but I'm still alive kind of dungeon, I bet.
Yeah. Well, because so I'm trying to think what they added. So in Persona 4 Golden, they added Marie.
Yep.
They added the scooters and that city away from town where you could go and there was just more activities to do. And then wasn't there a beach day or something that they added? Yeah,
they added the beach. I think they talked about going to the beach, and then they're like they couldn't because they couldn't get there or something like that. I don't remember. You're the one who played. You're the one who played the PS2 version. Do you remember?
I don't think it's there because I think they needed the scooters, right? Because I very remember the animated cutscene where they're riding the scooters along the beach. So I don't think it's in the original. I think they added the beach scene, And then they also added the garden, which is small, but there was a garden that you could tend with Nanako.
Wait. The anime. Was there a beach scene in the anime?
No. There's the camping trip, but there's no beach episode. There definitely isn't. I mean, I've watched that anime like at least 4 times.
All right, so that just confirms it. I know there's a animated scene of the beach, you know, where Kanji's swimsuit gets flushed away, right? And he's wearing like a Speedo.
I mean that happens in like every anime.
I know, but it's just that was the thing they were trying like to cover it from the girls, and
yeah. So Golden was new character, and then a couple more side activities you could do. So maybe that's Persona 5, one new character
and they added a new dungeon, or a new ending.
Oh, that's right. There's like the post or whatever, right?
The golden ending.
The golden ending where you see him like after the game, like you come back.
The game the ending that like proves that every other side Persona 4 game isn't canon, because they're like, oh, we haven't seen you in so long. It's like you just saw him like a couple weeks ago. What are you talking about? How is everyone so different?
Liar.
And Marie's like, I love you on live TV.
Yep. Oh, and then wasn't there a concert? I remember there being an animated cutscene of a concert where everybody's like a band playing as a band. That definitely wasn't in the original. I know that. I think they added that for Golden.
I don't know. I just remember I've only played Golden, and I'm thinking about the anime, and I think it's in the anime still.
Persona.
We are just really bad right now.
Persona 4 Golden band event. I don't think it's in the PS2 version.
It's My Story, right? Is that called?
I think it's only in Golden. Oh, it says, okay, it even says right here, HD, PS Vita, Persona 4 Gold, new scene, concert at JRPG-ness. So I think that's new also.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
They added a lot more scenes, and then they added more endings, and more things you could do. And you could go out at night, and there's more things to do at night.
That's right. So there's tons of stuff they can add in Persona 5R. Persona 5 Ruby, which we've been calling it for a long time. I wonder if they're actually just going to call it Persona 5R, or if it's actually going to be Ruby.
I don't know. If it is Ruby, you're going to be like, called it.
We called that like years ago. Like literally years ago. So
Kobe.
Anyway.
But, yeah, they could add a lot of stuff. You know, like, when you're in LeBlanc, and you could walk around, you know, it's like at nighttime, they could probably get rid of like, you need to go to sleep now.
Oh, that would be so nice. I mean, that's such a meme. I wonder if they just keep it for the meme, you know?
I don't think I think they're gonna open it up again, and they'll be like, oh, you could go out at night. You could find someone randomly that you could talk to, and it could boost up your, you know, your likings with them if you do something with them.
I just had a thought. What if they go Tokyo Xanadu with it, and they tease their new fantasy game?
What?
Because they.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
Because they broke off and they started a new studio called Studio Zero, and they're working on a game called Project RE Fantasy. And so that'd be kind of funny if they like hide bits of concept art or like something
in like a video game store.
Yeah, somewhere in the store or in a bookstore or something. Like I think that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah,
that game they've got to be probably like either in full production or like getting close to being done with pre-production, because that studio did the Catherine remaster, and that's already out in Japan.
The fantasy one?
So, no. They remastered Catherine.
I know the remastered Catherine. I meant, are you talking about the?
Yeah. I'm talking about the fantasy game. I think that's what they got to be working on right now.
Yeah,
definitely a PS5 game. That's gonna take a couple more years, I think.
I'm just I think they're gonna come out. I think it's gonna come out Persona 5R at the end of this year, and I'm like, no, Cold Steel 3, you're gonna get overshadowed.
I know, it finally gets its one shining moment on PS4, and then nope. Sorry.
Everyone, play the Trails series. Come on. But everyone that listens to us probably already has.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, you got to play Crossbell." I'm like, the Crossbell games are never coming out. They're just not.
I hope they do. They're really good. I played Crossbell for like I think 3 chapters. It's really good.
Nice. Is there like a patch for it or something?
Yeah, it was a very like basic patch, and apparently they're working like I think the real full one is almost done. So
cool.
I might work on that and then install it on the PC version of the game. That'd be nice.
Nice. Cool.
So this game called Octopath Traveler is getting a sequel in some dumb smartphone game.
Yeah, they're doing a smartphone game which is essentially a prequel, and then they also confirmed they're like, "Oh, you're gonna please wait a little longer for a new console game." I'm like, dude, don't like feel bad. Like Octopath Traveler like just came out. Like you don't have to feel bad about not having a sequel already. So
I wonder if the sequel they're gonna take the criticism to heart and make it so the characters they have their own stories, but there's also a one single story that they have to do.
I think they will. That is, from everything I saw, that is the only criticism of that game. Like, people love the combat, they love the art style, they love the music. I think there's enough of the individual stories that people like, but yeah, that seems to be everybody's major problem with Octopath Traveler, is there is not some cohesive story that binds them all together. So if they do an Octopath Traveler 2 or whatever they call it, then yeah, they gotta fix that.
Yeah.
And you need to play that game, Nick. It's awesome.
I have it somewhere. Oh man,
You have a lot of games that you have not started.
I know. Stop it! And they're all Switch games too.
Gotta get that Switch going.
I wonder why. I'm playing the PS2 right now. That's for later on in the podcast. And apparently, I didn't know about this because I don't go on the internet at all. You know me. Falcom president had a little conference with Sony and had a lot of little tidbits and stuff like that. So, do you want to go through those?
Yeah, there's a couple that I want to touch on, and there's one that I'd really like to read the full quote of because this is my biggest problem with Falcom games, and it's nice of them to address it. So I'll try to summarize these as best I could. So they're porting Memories of Celceta to PS4, and they're also considering other ports. And they're like, oh, please let us know what you'd like ported. And they've been, talking internally about a collaboration game, like because they did a Ease versus Trails in the Sky on PSP, and so they're trying to think of ways to possibly do a collaboration game, which I think would be kind of neat.
A fighting game that they tease in Tokyo Xanadu.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
they're playing a game like if you buy a game console and put it in your room. Yuki and I forgot the blonde-haired guy's name. Do you remember it?
Nope.
Yeah, well,
I'm really bad with all the character names.
They came over, and they started playing the game, and then you look at the screenshot, and it's like a 2D fighter, and has 2 people on each team, and one of them it was like Reen and Estelle versus Lloyd and someone else, and I'm like, that needs to be a real game.
Arc System Works. When you're done with Persona 5 Arena, get on it.
Get on him, yeah. Falcom Fighter, and everyone's gonna be like, "What is this crap? What's Falcom?"
Yeah, I know, right?
And everyone's like, we'll be like, "Ah!" And everyone will be like, "What the hell is this?"
Crap?
Yeah, just like the Rune Factory announcement. Everyone's like, "What is this? It's a Stardew Valley ripoff," and I'm like screaming in my car, swerving and everything when it was announced.
Oh God,
it's real!
You're right. That's so funny that people are like, what is this, a Stardew Valley ripoff? It's like, you realize Stardew Valley ripped off Rune Factory and Harvest Moon and all these other games, like, so you don't get to say that.
It wasn't ripped off. They just wanted to make a game like that.
Yeah, it was inspired.
Yeah.
So they also said, they're working on the next Trails game. I believe it's a new series. And they said they're going to talk about it at the 15th anniversary. He said, I think we'll be able to share information regarding this during the 15th anniversary.
I think that's very soon, by the way.
I think it is but
it's sorry. It's not. It's. I guess it's a new series, but it's in the same world again. So it's in the. They said it's gonna be in Calivard,
That's cool.
which is like, oh man, my trails, my Sumeria knowledge is very rusty, and I think that's the the Chinese inspired country. So they're all Oriental, like their clothes and everything like that. So
oh, cool, that's awesome.
I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. The Falcom people in our group or Discord is going to be yelling at us, and yeah.
All right, I'm going to the Kiseki wiki right now. So Calvard is located in West Sumeria, was founded in blah blah blah. It's bordered in the southwest. Let's see. Oh wow, this is just very high level. It doesn't really tell anything about the people.
It's because there's not much to know about it because it's very like there hasn't been a game in that section.
Samuel Rocksmith, blah blah blah. Why? Oh, God, I hate Internet Explorer.
You're on Internet Explorer? What the heck?
Well, if you're on Discord, that's what automatically pops up. So.
Not for me.
I should reassign that. I should go into settings and change that. Yeah, because or they don't call it Internet Explorer anymore. They call it Edge.
Yeah, Edge.
But God dang it, where is it? Let me open this again. So yeah, this to me these were the two most interesting quotes on the whole thing. I'm gonna read both of them in their entirety, and then we can like break them down. So here's the first one. He said, developing a game takes 1 year at the very least, and 2 to 3 years when it's a long one. We have to make something that does not take any longer than that, and is a showcase of our hard work. Speaking loftily, I want to remember Falcom games as fun when they grow old, and to do that, we need to create draws that are unique to those games. For example, I might say that the Trail series draws that we try to create a proper story, or the Ease 8's draws that we try to create a strong heroine, which resulted in the birth of that sort of character. I want to put forth something like that. When the player hears the game title, they remember something that sticks with them. Falcom is made up of ordinary people, so we do whatever we can. So we will do whatever we can. We work while working our very best on the minor details, like running around town with a stopwatch to figure out how much time it takes. I want to make things. I want to make playing our games as pleasant as possible. We really value those two things. So it's interesting to me. I think it's like out there, but nobody really talks about it. But Falcom turns games around really quick. Mm-hmm. So for them to say at the very least it takes a year, 2 to 3 tops. I mean, I feel like AAA games, it's like 3 years minimum and 5 to 6 years tops.
Well, that's because the graphics are super crazy and over the top, and it's like you don't need to do that.
Which leads me into his next point. He says, we're aware of our weakness in the graphics department. It's been pointed out when we've participated in events in various countries. In the Trails of Cold Steel, we increase the quality of our models, and while we're using motion capture in some areas in Ease 9, which I believe it's the first time they've ever used motion capture, I also want to increase the quality more than before. When getting information in games, what first catches my eyes are graphics and illustrations, so I want to treat that as a future challenge. Let's see. I would like to have nice graphics. I myself have been told the graphics are shabby when recommending games I like to people, which was painful to hear. Currently, we have young new talent joining Falcom who are making all sorts of proposals with the thought of further improvements. I think those results will gradually show face, so please look forward to that. So that has always been my complaint. Like you said, they can turn games around because they don't like reinvent the wheel every time. They like up the graphics just a little bit at a time. They're like minuscule upgrades, and so that's what allows them to turn games around quick. But it's nice that they are addressing that and that they're aware.
Mm-hmm. They just don't need to go overboard and make it Final Fantasy 15.
No, you're totally right. My only complaint is the 2D character portraits are gorgeous. Like, their 2D character portraits, like the intro movies, are amazing, and the in-game graphics don't look anything like it. So if they can get as close to that as possible, like Ni no Kuni, you know, like I think Ni no Kuni's in-game models look amazing. So if they can get somewhere close to that, like that's ideal. But we'll see.
Ni no Kuni is also really crazy, especially Ni no Kuni 2.
Yeah, that game is, when you talk about, you know, anime RPGs, that's like as good as it gets, pretty much. Right up there with Vesperia, but. interesting that because we're getting, for us, we're getting Cold Steel 3 this year. Japan's getting Ys 9. We're probably going to get Ys 9 next year, and Japan's probably going to get.
And we're all going to get Cold Steel 4 next year as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then we're also Japan's probably going to get whatever the next series in the Trails series, whatever. I don't know if it's Cold Steel 5 or
Tokyo Xanadu 2.
I doubt it. I mean, I'd you know me, I love Xanadu, but I don't think it's Xanadu.
I know. I want Xanadu though. I want it.
So do I.
Everyone's like, "Well, Xanadu sucks." I was like, "No, Xanadu does not suck." It's a very simple. It's a 7 game that's very nice. Very, it's very good. When I was doing the stream, I was realizing how long these cutscenes are, and how when they talk, and I'm like, "How did Taylor survive this? This is so slow. This is not a Taylor game at all, and yet he played the entire thing."
It might be my favorite Falcom game, if I'm being totally honest. It's like that or I can't decide. But it actually has an interesting story. Like, I don't like the story in Ys 8 gets in the way of the gameplay to me. But I feel like Tokyo Xanadu, there's like a really good balance. Like, there's great character moments, there's great combat, and it's like Persona. It gives you just enough of each. You never get sick of it. Yeah, so play Tokyo Xanadu if you haven't. One of my favorite times in our Discord was when I started playing Tokyo Xanadu, and then literally everybody else was playing it. It was so fun to have everybody playing a game like that, and for people to be like, "Wow, this game is actually really good."
That's gonna happen with Rune Factory 4. Everyone in our Discord is gonna play Rune Factory 4, and you know it.
I hope so. Get that Switch, play Rune Factory 4, make it happen.
I mean, you guys got to know. You got to play Rune Factory 4. You guys got to love farming games, life sim games, and dungeon crawlers.
That's right. That's all you need.
And then you got to learn the skill of talking to everyone every single day.
That's right.
So that's what you do. I mean, even if you don't give them gifts, that's how you raise their friendship points. So.
Well, I mean, so I feel like here's what I'm hoping. I feel like it's coming full circle, right? It was Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, and then that inspired Stardew Valley. And so now I'm thinking, because Stardew Valley is probably more popular than either of those two, that maybe it comes full circle and people are like, "Oh, I like Stardew Valley. Maybe I can give this game a try." That's my hope.
I hope they stick with the 3DS versions of the game and not do the console version for Rune Factory 5.
Well, it's going to be Switch, so it's both.
I know. I'm just saying, the Rune Factory Tides of Darkness. That's Warcraft. Tides of Destiny wasn't the same.
Right.
So I hope they stick with the DS style.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like that design philosophy.
I would say even keep the top down. The top down view.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, that's perfect for it's perfect for a dungeon crawler, and it's perfect for and it's perfect for the farming simulator in life. I mean,
it's an interesting thought.
I mean, that's what Stardew Valley is, right?
Yeah, it's also a 2D game, so I don't know how else you would do it.
I was just saying you could do high end models and make the portraits. I bet you they're doing this now, but make the portraits animated and make them just as gorgeous as they usually are. And make sure that you could date an older lady.
That's right. Yep.
I mean, technically you always can, because you could always date an elf, and elves live long and they're in their hundreds. So
that's right.
All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about with the Falcom thing?
No, that was pretty much it. The rest wasn't nearly as interesting. So that's all.
All right. So let's go back, because you're talking about how PlayStation 5 and how people are going to start porting over their games to PS5.
Yeah.
What do you want PS5 to do? Because you say we got to look at you just said this to me recently, that it's we got to wait for the next consoles and see how they're going to change everything, how everything's going to change, how they're going to reinvent themselves. And I do not believe they're going to that much.
I don't think so either. I think you joke when you say you want PS5 to be a Switch.
No, I'm not joking. I'm like, that's what it's gonna be.
It's not.
That's what it's gonna be, man. PS5 is gonna be a Switch-like system.
Nah.
There's a more powerful version.
No, Sony doesn't do that. They don't want to. They don't want to give up on power, I feel like, and they're not willing to play Nintendo's game. They want highest fidelity possible. I mean, so like here's something interesting that they just did, which makes me feel like they're experimenting with something. In the latest PS4 update to the firmware, it allowed you to stream games to your phone. I don't even remember them teasing this. It was just like, oh, by the way, you can play everything on your phone now, and it's, they have, the touch buttons, which are always terrible.
But you're talking about like the PlayStation, like I do with my Vita, right?
Yeah. What do they call that?
I haven't. I mean,
remote play. It's like remote play on their phone, basically.
Yeah, it's remote play. But they've had that for a long time. They've also had it on tablets, and they have it on the PC as well.
Really?
Yeah, you could remote play on your PC. So you could be playing on your PC.
Well, I mean, in the PS4, they just updated so you could play it on your phone with touch controls. So
yeah, that's cool. They probably didn't have touch controls before, and I'm sure that there's some games that you can't remote play on your phone. So
yeah, I mean, you need that tactile, like quick twitch, like yeah, like you don't want to play Apex Legends or something on your phone. That's gonna be a bad time. But I feel like there is some, like, it's not just going to be a console with a controller. It can't just be that. There's got to be something. And whether it's services, whether it's expanding on remote play, like, oh, we'll give you a desktop app and you can use your PS5 controller and you can boot up your games on your PC that you can play on, like, making it easier, making it like this today, right? They announced that Stadia or whatever, what's it called? Stavia? I don't even remember what it's called. The Google thing. The remote.
It's the cloud gaming. It's OnLive 2.0. That's what it is.
Right. What is it called? Just because
it's, I think,
Stadia. That's what Stadia. I don't think they're going. They're not. They can't go full streaming. But I think we're slowly getting into this era where it's like, I want to play my games whenever, wherever, and I don't necessarily want a dedicated device for it. Because for me, that would be awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Vita. Literally my favorite game of all time, Persona 4 Golden, is only playable on Vita. And I love that it's portable, but I think it would be so much more awesome if I could just bust my phone out and, like, have a controller that I could dock. So I'm like, I have this is my Switch controller, but like there's a little dock where I can stick my phone on there, and then I'm just playing on my phone with a PS5 controller, and I can pick up, Uncharted 5 or Horizon 2 or Persona 6 or whatever's coming, and just be able to play that anywhere.
I know that you have these grand ideas of what you want. Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen because you need a super strong Wi-Fi for that. And even for your phone, you need to be connected to a super strong Wi-Fi. If it's not that, it's going to be fuzzy. Controllers are going to be delayed, and all that. And it just you need I don't think we're there yet. And whenever we do get there, I still want my games to be physical.
Oh yeah, me too. Never get So for me, my philosophy now on games is single player games. I want physical every time. If it's a multiplayer game, I'm gonna buy it digital because I want that option to be able to quickly switch between games, like Rocket League. Like if I'm playing Devil May Cry, I'm like, I just want to pop into something real quick. I don't want to have to swap a disc out. Like I realize it takes 2 seconds. You eject it, you take it out, you put the next one in. It doesn't take that long, but it's so nice. Like on my Switch, I have Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, and Splatoon all digital. So if I'm playing whatever, Xenoblade or something, I don't know, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with this, let's get in some matches of Smash. It's just so nice to hit the home button, swap real quick, and not have to take my card out. So for me, that's what I love, that experience. And I mentioned this on Twitter today, but and I get that these are NES games, and I get that they're small, but the NES online experience is so nice. Like, you boot the app up, and then it has like 20, 30 NES games, and you could swap between them super easy. They're so quick and fast to swap between. Like, even if like the games are like on a PlayStation app on your phone or something, like, I would love, just let me play anywhere and don't make me buy a separate device for it. So I don't know if that's it, but I think they have something cooking up that we have not thought of yet, or we haven't. I don't know. I think we're there. Or how about this? Here's an idea. What if they did this? What if they go Dreamcast on us, or Wii U on us, and there's a screen on your controller? That'd be interesting. Nick is...
Why?
Why what?
Why would that be interesting? Just tell me. I want to know why you think that's interesting.
Because that solves the problem of having to like hook a phone up to a controller. Like, if you're just like, okay, well, I'm done, I'm gonna walk over here.
So your controller is like a portable handheld device.
Yeah, yeah. Which I guess would be like your Switch thing in a way.
What I'm saying is it's gonna be a Switch-like device. It's gonna be, because comparing the 3DS to a Vita, even to a PSP, the graphics were night and day. So it's possible. Yeah, right. It's possible to be. I'm pretty sure right now, it is possible to have the graphics we have on PlayStation 4 on like a handheld device like the Switch, like the Switch, or not like the Switch, but a PlayStation version of the Switch. So that's why I'm thinking that the PS5 is gonna be. It's not gonna be a huge leap in graphics. There might be some might be some improvements, but it's gonna be just like the PS3 to the PS4. It's just gonna be faster, and it's gonna be portable, and you're gonna be able to play it docked. And then I bet you anything that if you play it docked, it's gonna run way better.
I mean, I would be okay with that. Personally, this is like my favorite thing, that you can play it on your TV or on a handheld. If that's what it is, I'm okay with that, because I feel like graphics-wise, we're hitting diminishing returns as far as like what games look like. Like, I can play Horizon, and it's got like insane detail in an open world game, and it's like, how are things going to be better? Like, I look at Cyberpunk. That's got to be PS5, even though they say PS4. That's got to be a PS5 game. And there's just so much happening in that game. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, at some point, we need to developers need to stop being like, how many NPCs can I be on the screen, and be like, how can I make interesting mechanics with it? Because that's really what it comes down to, is like, tell me a good story, give me fun mechanics. That's why we play games. So, like,
I want to have a dating sim, and then when I go on a date, I play a puzzle game that's a Matchroom 3.
That's right.
And if I do good, the date's good.
That's right. You know what's funny? There's a game sort of like that, not really. Have you heard of Battle Chef Brigade?
No.
So what it is, it's a 2D side-scrolling like hack and slash game. Mm-hmm. And what you do is you're a chef at like a cooking academy, and so you go out and you fight monsters, and you gather like their guts and their meat and materials. But you're like, you're jumping and fighting, and then you go back and do like a cooking battle. So you go fight monsters, get materials, go back, do a cooking battle, and you cook. The way you cook is, it's a match 3 game. So the more match 3s you get, the better the ingredients are, and that's like how you cook. And it's actually a really fun game. If you guys have not played on, I played on Switch, but I think it's available on like everything at this point. But
that's funny.
Super fun game.
But there is a game that, what I just said, there is a game just like that.
It's like called Honey Pop or Honey something, right?
Yes.
What's it called?
And when we lived in the apartment, Barry played it.
Oh, really?
And I was just, and he was streaming it to the TV, and I was just watching it. And I'm like, this is ridiculous, dude. Why are you playing this?
That's really funny.
I was gonna say, there is one game that I would love. Like, I don't know the details, but I would love to play. Is Fortnite, before Fortnite became the Battle Royale Fortnite, was kind of like this. Is that you go out in the world, like My idea is like during the daytime, you go out in the world. You have like a little like settlement. You go out in the world and explore, get materials, explore like deep into mines, find the rare materials, or you know, just explore, get rare materials. Go back to your house or go back to your settlement. Build defenses. Build, you know, try to make your settlement bigger and defend it from the night, because during the night, hordes of monsters come and you have to, you know, you have to survive. It becomes like a kind of like a Orcs Must Die kind of game, you know?
It's kind of like, you know, not 8 Days to Live, not 5 days to
not
wait.
7. No, not 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die is just like, it's like Minecraft. I'm talking about
exactly what it is. You go out and you mine stuff, you build a base, and then hordes come. Isn't that like literally the same thing?
No. There's like one night where like a horde comes, but
Oh, okay.
I'm saying like that's the draw, is that every night you have to come back. You could build like recruit units to defend it, so you don't have to actually be there at night. But you know, if you're not there, you know there is a risk of your thing just getting destroyed, because your guy could be like super powerful mage guy or something like that. I don't know. I thought it would be cool just to have a game where it's like, you know, you play with friends, you go out and explore, come home, build your stuff, and you just build this awesome. You have your town building aspect, so you just keep upgrading stuff, and then you have your combat aspect where like at night you just try to survive. I don't know. That's been a dream game of mine for a long time. I was like, I want to play a game like this.
Interesting. I'm surprised that. Well, I mean, obviously the battle royale thing went crazy, but I'm curious.
Whoa!
What?
My screen went dead, so it's probably went black on the on the thingy. But you know, keep going.
No, I thought the actual, like you said, the base Fortnite. I'm shocked that didn't take off more. But hey, you know,
It's because it was in development hell for so long.
I remember like a game was announced at like the VGAs, not the Game Awards, the VGAs a long time ago when Cliff Bleszinski was still working there. Yeah, that game was in development hell for like a long time. And then I remember on the Giant Bombcast, just randomly Jeff Gerstmann was like, out of nowhere, I hadn't heard anything about Fortnite in a long time. He's like, guys, I in fact can confirm that Fortnite is a video game. And they were like, I guess they started like sending out the first round of beta codes. I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot about this.
Yeah, I got the beta code and I started playing it, and I was like, oh, this was fun. It was fun. It's kind of basic, but it's fun.
Yeah,
it's like Orcs. You've played Orcs Must Die before, right?
Yeah, I did. I remember Brian was really into it, and so we played that.
Yeah, it was really fun. Same thing, except you go around the town or the map that you're in, find resources, and then you build a maze to make sure that things don't attack your. I don't even know what it was, like a generator or something like that.
Yeah,
it was all right. I think they had a good idea, but they executed it wrong. So now they saved themselves by making the battle royale mode.
And now it's like the biggest game ever.
Yeah.
So,
so let's move really quick to let's talk about some anime.
All right.
I have not watched that much anime. I need to watch Love is War. But you've watched it, and you're like, I can't get into this. So,
that show is so annoying.
So if Taylor does not like it, that means it's a really good anime. So I gotta watch it.
Can I explain to you what I don't like about it?
I know
it's not gonna be spoilers.
I have a feeling you don't like the aspect where these two people like each other, but they don't like ever get into like, you know, a relationship kind of thing, and things keep happening where they're not getting together, and you're like, just get together, and it just annoys you.
I mean, that was my initial frustration with it, but like they're so into the mind games of not letting each other say they like the other one that it doesn't even get to like the start of that. That's not even my problem. My problem is they'll be like in a room and somebody's like, oh, I got 2 free tickets to a thing, you guys should go together. And so one is like, oh, well, if I tell her, it's like so anime. It's like, well, if I invite her, then she might think that I'm being forward. And so I can't just outright invite her. But then if I give it to somebody else, maybe she'll get jealous. So they play through the scenario in their head.
It's really funny.
Before they say anything. And then they say the thing. and then the other person comes back with a reply that they're not expecting, and then they go back in their head for 5 minutes. I'm like, for fuck's sake, just have a conversation. Like, I can't deal with them being in their own heads and then the narrator talking. It just drives me insane. It's like, let something happen in the story. Stop talking in your own head. Like, do something. So I can't watch that show. I've tried 3 times now. I can't do it. That show just annoys me.
It's over. But Domestic Girlfriend.
Pure gold. Pure gold.
It's a freaking hentai without the hentai.
Basically.
And I'm glad that someone confirmed my belief.
Which is what?
The Giga video that you posted, or someone posted.
Oh, yeah, it was me. Yeah.
Yeah, and you watch it, and it's like that's exactly the first thing that I thought of. That's the thing that I thought of when I was watching this. I'm like, this is just a hentai storyline without hentai. It has every freaking setup, and he says that exact thing, and I'm like, I was right.
It's like every lazy hentai setup. Like, oh, my sister got drunk on the couch. Oh, I better see what happens.
That's funny.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I feel bad that I got his reference about the Kanjo X Kanjo X Kanjo, but you know.
Oh, I don't know what that is. You'll have to explain that. Is it for a show I haven't watched? Probably.
Say I've seen that hentai.
Ah, it's a hentai.
I'm a bad person. I'm gonna go home now.
Wait a minute, you're already up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only one I've really been watching is Domestic Girlfriend, and it does like every episode. You're like, ooh.
Pretty much, yeah. It's brutal.
Like the latest episode, this makes you feel bad for certain someone. And I bet you Kimpy is like, wants to fight someone right now. And apparently, apparently the manga's finished, so you could read that completely, because Giga apparently got past the manga, or got past the anime. But from what he was saying, it seems like this might be a 24 episoder. But I don't know.
We shall see. We shall see. But you're right. Like, something interesting happens in every episode. Like, if you can get me to go, oh my god, oh! If you can make me cringe just watching it, then you know you're doing something right. And that happens all the time in that show. Like, I'll be watching, like, oh my god.
It's like, why are you doing this? Stop! Good
it's
times.
Cringy, but it's entertaining at the end of the day, and that's why we watch anime. So
I don't cringy. Cringy seems like it's like trash.
Well, not cringy because it's like, I mean, I'm cringing. I'm like, oh, I don't know if cringe is the right word, but not cringy. Like, there's got to be two versions of cringy, or it's like I can't. It's like he puts it. It's a dumpster fire. It's like you don't want to look at it, but you can't help but look at it. I guess maybe is a better way to put it.
You feel shameful for watching this.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe that's the word. But yeah, so I've been watching Rising of the Shield Hero. Have you seen that at all?
I've watched one anime and one anime only, and I'm not saying what it is because you already know. But I don't want to say it.
No, because you've watched it
too many times.
Yeah. I caught up on Shield Hero. It's really good. Still, I thought I could never really get into a what are those shows called? Isekai, but or another one I should say. But I really like this. I like the characters, I like the character development. It's got a really good opening song, which always helps me like the show a little bit more. Unless you're called Granblue Dreaming, in which case I'll never watch you. But I listen to the opening song of Granblue Dreaming literally every single day. Like,
Stop it! Get some help.
No, I wake up.
It's not that good. Stop it.
Oh, it's amazing, Nick. It's so good.
No, it's not.
It's booping and bopping.
I think it just reminds you of like K-pop or something like that.
Well, it's got an oceany vibe. It's that drum. There's that little drum that like will play every once in a while. And I don't know. It's like got a beachy, fun vibe. I don't know. I love that song so much.
Okay, so to put this in perspective, when he lived in California, every time we went to his car, you put it on, and that
It's
was
true.
like a half a year ago, and even more than that. That was like a year ago. You said, "Listen, I don't know when this anime came out."
It wasn't a year ago. It was. I came in December for Christmas break. That was 3 months ago.
No, I'm not saying you're doing. I'm just saying, even when you're living here, you're still listening to that song, and every time we went into your car to get food, you would put that damn song on.
It's true. It's a good song. Everyone should listen to it. This is PB's fault. PB, if you're listening, this is all your fault. He always does this. He'll like put something in the anime part of Discord, and then I love it. So you can get mad at PB.
Is it like when I used to show you things like music that I thought you would hate, and then you would just suddenly love it? I did that twice. Twice that happened. I showed him Dragon Force. I'm like, look how stupid this shit is. And then he's like, it's like crazy. I'm like, that's Taylor now. And then I showed him K-pop. I'm like, hey, look at these guys, look at these girls. And Singular Taylor's like, I really love this right now. I really love this. I have a semi-chubby right now, and I gotta go buy this album right now. What was it? What girl? It was Girls' Generation.
Girls' Generation. Yep. I believe it was. Oh my god! What the heck was the name of that song? G. Yeah, G.
G. That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was it. That was like their breakout hit. G, baby, G.
I know everyone loves K-pop. How do you feel about all the bandwagoners now? You're like, I listened to it before it was cool.
That's right. I am definitely a K-pop hipster. So it's really funny because I'll like mention like the groups that I used to listen to, like, oh, that's so old, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that was like 10 years ago because when I moved, that was 10 years ago, and I went to South Korea. That seems like yesterday. But that was 10 years ago, and it was like Girls' Generation and Big Bang and 2NE1, and like none of those groups are around anymore. So sad. Now it's everybody likes BTS. That is like everybody likes them, even if you're not into K-pop. You know who BTS is. So
I don't know who they are, but I remember I was at work yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and on our TVs there was like a K-pop channel playing, and I'm like, why is this on? Why is this on? And it was funny because it was dubbed in English, not the songs, but the people talking.
Oh, interesting.
It was really weird.
I mean, it is the Bay Area, you know. There's a lot more Asian people that live in the Bay Area, so.
Oh no, it's Costco, and it's the Costco that you know. I can't really say the name because I don't want people like freaking out, but you know which Costco it is, and you know who lives in that area.
I do. Yep.
Crazy, crazy people live in that area. Abe people. I'm just joking. It's not Abe people.
And then I've been also trying to watch Yuri, but mainly because me and Abe have been having a meme war with Ocarine.
Are you making those pictures?
I am.
Okay. I don't think Abe's making those pictures. I think he's just finding them online. He could totally prove me wrong, but...
Oh, no, I found them online, because I literally typed anime girl drinking Monster energy drink, and then I found...
Why is that a meme?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm at that age now. I'm like, what is the internet about now? What does this even mean? Why is this a thing?
Exactly.
Back in our day, we were just laughing at Kermit barfing.
I don't know, but there's an entire. I found a whole Facebook page dedicated to anime girls drinking Monster energy drink. So, and I was like, my favorite is the cranberry Red Bull. So I'm gonna Photoshop a bunch of Abe's favorite anime girls drinking cranberry Red Bull, and he got really triggered. So, it's been really fun to post those.
I don't know why he's getting triggered because he could just buy Red Bull and drink it, and you probably get hooked on it too. So.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's been fun. So thanks, Abe, for playing along.
So what have you been playing, Taylor?
There's been one game, and you'll just say get good, so I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, I know which one it is. It's Ys Origins, and you stopped playing it.
Can I tell you why I stopped playing
I've been told. You didn't beat... Is it with another character, or is it with the Axe Girl?
It's with the Axe Girl.
Okay, so what happened?
So here's what happens. I
beat it, so I know. So
okay, so the game is really fun. Like I love the boss battles. That game is so fun. And then like every so often you'll get to this room and something's locked, and the only way to unlock it is to beat all the enemies that are glowing red.
yeah.
And for whatever reason, when I get to those rooms, every hit is just 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 3 1 1 1 1 1 1. I'll level up 5 times. It doesn't do anything, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I talked to Kimpy, and he keeps saying, "Oh, you need to like equip the right item." I'll go back, I'll equip all these other items, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I would just unequip it, all your items, and then there's a fight.
Okay, maybe that's it. Because that game is really weird with equipping items. Like, there's a part in the game where you have to have a certain item to open a door, but if you have it equipped, it kills you instantly. So, and that happened to me twice, not knowing what was happening.
The evil ring, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wondering if maybe that's it. Like I have something equipped that I'm not supposed to have equipped, or vice versa. Because I love the moment-to-moment gameplay. That game is so fun, but like those parts just annoy the shit out of me. And
That's usually what happens is when you're doing only 1 damage is because the ability that the item that you're equipped with is it's enchanting your attacks to do a certain type of damage. And the monsters are immune to that type of damage. It's probably doing dark damage or something like that. So I would just unequip everything and see what's up.
Okay, because I want to beat that game. I would if I could figure that part out. I mean, grinding is actually really fun in that game because you can knock out levels pretty quickly, and yeah, the boss fights are fun. It's an ease game. Like, what's there to not like? But those parts drive me crazy, and I got to figure it out. But then I've been playing Devil May Cry 5 very slowly, but it's really fun. That game that's like for me, that's like the perfect Taylor video game. It's just straightforward, awesome hack and slash with like rockin' music. It looks nice. There's always new enemies. There's always new abilities. It swaps you between characters just often enough to when you're getting bored with one, you get a new one, or you unlock a new skill. Yeah, that game's really fun. I want to beat it. It's just, there's been a lot of long days at work, and sometimes the last thing I want to do is like do something. I just want to turn on an anime or watch a movie. I've been watching a lot of movies lately, not watching anime. But
You can only watch so much anime.
That's true. Well, so here's the other problem is like it takes like a slight amount of effort to watch anime because you have to read the subtitles. Like sometimes I just want to completely zone out and just like I want to understand what you're saying. I don't want to have to like think. So sometimes watching anime is almost too much. But yeah, DMC5 is real good.
And that is it. That's it, Taylor.
Oh, and some Smash. I actually went to a Smash tournament, not this last weekend, but the weekend before, and I won my first match. I played a Bowser, and then the second match I played a Richter, and I almost beat him, and then he switched to. I can't remember who he switched to, and then he beat me pretty good with whoever he switched to. I can't remember who it was, but it was fun. So me and Kippy have been playing a lot of Smash Ultimate and trying to get better.
Speaking of Smash, during my barbecue, Jake came over and I played my wolf against him.
Mm-hmm. Against his Little Mac.
His Little Mac's hard. I don't know why I can't beat Liz Little Mac. It's really weird. No, but I played against his Piranha Plant, his Snake, his everything, and I beat him. I beat him a bunch of times, and it was just like I finally am good enough to beat Jake. It's a good feeling. Nice. It's a good feeling. Like Jake was actually like really surprised. He's like, "Man, yeah, this is actually really fun. I want to do this more often." I'm like, "Play online." It's like I could feel the lag online. I'm like, "No, just play online, dude."
Do you play a lot online?
I play with, well, not recently because of work, but yeah, I used to play online with Kimpy all the time. Like at night, just played.
Nice.
Probably gonna play tonight, maybe. I don't know.
Do you have what's your global points number or whatever, GSP?
I think in the high 3 millions.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I can never I've capped at 2, and then I always just run into a wall of really good players, and I just suck. So
I don't know why this happens. It might be because I'm playing against Kimpy, but like every time I look, I keep raising. Like, so I think it's just because I'm playing Kimpy and our global stores are rising. I don't know, but yeah, I could play against. Like at first, I was like I couldn't get past 2 million, and then I started playing and I got past 2 million, and then I just stay around the 3 million, 4 million mark. I'm just playing them. I never could get to Elite Smash for some reason, but you know.
I was reading online, and people are saying that like if you want to be like an elite player, like 4 million is like a good number to be at if you want to be an elite. So that's what you want to shoot for.
I don't want to play. I don't want to play Elite Smash though, because apparently in Elite Smash you just play characters that are just like they're just playing really dumb meta cheap crap, and it's not fun to play against.
See, that's what annoys me about fighting games is there's like at some point you're like I'm having fun, I'm getting good, and there's like this sweet middle ground where it's like I can play my character and be good and fight other people that are actually playing, and then you're right. Like once you hit a certain level, it's just like
you hit the tryhards.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm going to sit at the edge and spam, and then I'm going to throw you off, and then make you lose your jump. And I've just played some really, really, really annoying players, and I'm just like, this isn't even fun, you know? But I have there is a certain style that I play against a lot, and it's so easy to beat now, is Ganondorf on Battlefield. Because what they'll do is they'll sit on bottom, and they'll rush you and grab you, or they'll rush kick you. And then if you're above them, they hit you with a sword. And I'm just like, okay, this is like the easiest thing to beat because you're so predictable.
Yeah, when I play against people like that, I don't even give him a chance to move.
Well, Wolf is so fast.
So it's like, I'm just jumping, I'm knocking them away, and they start doing something. I hit them with their laser, it cancels it, and I hit them again, and then they just can't do anything because I'm just jumping all around them, and then they just quit. That's only against like bad Ganondorfs. When I played against. I was playing against Jake's Ganondorf. I'm like, Jake, you're not playing Ganondorf like any other Ganondorf. Stop it! He just destroys me.
Interesting.
But me, I have a story. I have a bunch of stories. Interesting things have happened in the last few weeks. So the last few weeks, I started playing J-Cocoon 2.
Oh shit! Okay.
All right, so I started playing that. I don't know if you didn't. I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know how you didn't know I was playing J-Cocoon 2, but I was playing J-Cocoon 2. That game is super grindy. It's nothing like J-Cocoon at all. What you do is you go into like these areas, and your areas are like in little maze. It's like very basic mazes that you run around and you find things in certain I forget what they're called, but they're like little caves that you go into, and you just explore these little caves that are in the area, and then you have to find the right one with the right key, and then you go out. And that's all it is. That's all. Weird. That's all this game is. This, and then in between and then sometimes when you go into these little kennel thingies, you find story moments. And I was just playing that, and I got to I think I got to level 3 in every area, and then I just stopped playing because something else happened. Like it was intriguing building up my monsters because the monsters are really interesting. You like merge them to get different stats, different abilities, and you have to create like this formation on your character to make sure that it does like just the optimal thing. And it was really hard because you're like I was following Sean's guide. I'm like, okay, how do you find that character? How do you get this thing? How do you get this thing? And I was actually talking to him like, so I'm playing this. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And he's like giving me tips and all that stuff. But I stopped. because a couple weeks ago, I started a stream. I was talking to Asian, and he was talking. I think he just beat Tales of Destiny, the PS1 version. And I'm like, hey, do you want to see Tales of Destiny the remake? I would stream for you right now. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I started streaming the Tales of Destiny remake, and he was like going like, holy shit, this game's amazing. What the heck? I need to buy this right now. And I'm like, yeah, it's the best Tales game ever made. So it's sad that we're never going to get it. Just hope for that remake, or hope for that HD remaster. And
it's possible.
Yeah, and then I was like, hey, do you want to see what Tales of Destiny 2 is like? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I changed it to play Tales of Destiny 2. And I started playing it. And this has never happened during Tales, like I've never gotten far in Tales of Destiny 2. So I already had a save file that I knew where I was at. I was like, okay, I'm past the part that I always play, so thank God for that. And now in.
Is this patched, by the way, like in English?
It's patched. There's only English. It's only English menu, and even that, it's not fully patched. It's just very basic English menu. And so I started playing that, and I was just playing, and I started getting really into it, and I started going into the story, and I started I was in like unknown territory, so I had a translation guy. I have a whole script on the side, so I know where I am, and this thing is fully scripted. So like every NPC, everything in the game is just scripted, but it's not like, sometimes it's very broken English. So I'm just reading it, and I'm like, okay, I get the GIF of what's going on, of what they're saying. So I just fill in the gaps, and I've just been playing it, 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 and I'm now 40 hours in. Jeez. And I think I'm at the end. I think I'm at the end of the game now. So I've just straight up just started playing Tales of Destiny 2, and I have got the opinion of this is one of the best Tales games ever made.
Wow!
And not because it's Tales of Destiny 2. It's just because it's just a 2D Tales game. The battle system is really awesome. You could totally customize. You could customize like every single ability that do different things. Like you could make it so it does more damage. Like you increase your attack, and then you could make it so you hold circle after you do it. And if you have enough SP and TP, it would extend that skill, so it does a different skill right after it. So do you know the basic combo for a Tales game?
Sure.
Do you know? Do you like just tell me? Do you know what it is? If you know,
I don't know. It's like any other game: square, 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 triangle, or square, square, triangle type of thing.
No, okay. So it's your basic attacks, your 3 basic attacks, into a base art, and then into an arcane art. That is the basic combo. That's the normal combo that you could do. That combos. So in this one, you could do. It's depending on how you customize it, and if you have enough SP, you do your basic attack combo into a base art, extend that base art into an arcane art, and then into that arcane art you could make it so like it knocks the character back, or you could make it so your character switches gun, goes behind the monster, or you could do your mystic art, but you need to be in a special thing for that. Or you could make your spells, like certain spells, mages, how you do your spell and it goes off. No, but this one you can make it so whenever someone does a spell, you could extend that spell. So you could do let's do a flame. It's called Flame Fury or something like that. Or Final Fury or something like that, which does like meteors. And then you can make it so it extends, and then it just explodes right after. And it's really cool that you just keep expending it. And then there's other Maggie keep going, man. There's other like certain characters have abilities where they could do a spell, save that spell, right? You put it in your pocket, right? They get put in their pocket, and then they could do like a combo, and then throw that spell out instantly right after that combo's over. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing in the world. Why haven't Tales games done this battle system even more? You can just customize all this crap. It's so cool.
Nice.
It's hard to get into because a lot of it's half English and half Japanese. So I'm like, I can't figure out that's all the nuances about it. But I got the gif of it, and it's just so good. Even Kimpy's like, this battle system's awesome. It's not Tales of Destiny remake awesome. Like that one's like unbeatable. But this one was like, oh my god, it's an awesome evolution of the 2D system. It's that's the 4th Tales game ever made. This one,
Tales of Destiny 2.
Tales of Destiny 2 is the 4th one ever made.
So it was Eternia, Destiny, Eternia, and then Destiny 2?
Yeah, it went Fantasia, Destiny, Eternia, and then Destiny 2. And then right after that was Symphonia.
What about Destiny Remake? Where does that fall in?
So I think it goes Symphonia, and then in between there it's either Rebirth or something like that. And then Legendia, Abyss, Remake.
Oh, really? Remake was that far down the line?
Yep.
I thought that was closer to when PS2 launched. That's interesting.
It's 2006, and then the director's cut is 2008.
Gotcha.
So Tales of Destiny 2 is awesome. I love it. I just feel bad because no one could follow it. So I've been streaming it whenever I played. I've been streaming it, and I play the scene out. So the scene just plays, and it's all in Japanese, and I'm reading something, and they could just hear me laughing randomly because I know what's going on, and it's like, oh, they can't understand. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, because you played the original so much?
No, Destiny 2. I have the script.
Oh, because you have the script. You should read the script as it's going.
I did that, but it got too tiring. There's so much stuff going on.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing. I think I'm gonna beat it soon. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do with my life. I need to finish Jade Cocoon too. That's what I need to do. I'm gonna fail this. I'm gonna fail the duel, but I got pretty far. I don't know where you wanted me to get. You said you'll know when you get to this part you need to be at, and I'm like, I don't know where I've got. I've got to the 3rd forests, level 3 forest. That's it, and it's unfair because in Jade Cocoon 2, if you die in the forest, you get teleported back, but you lose everything that you've, all the items and all the eggs that you've gotten, just gone. So randomly, sometimes, if you're playing, you go into a random cocoon thing. I don't know what they're called. I forgot. A den, and a random den, and then a story moment happens, and you have to fight like this trainer. Like I'm gonna just call them trainers. That's the idea, right? You're fighting a Pokemon trainer. Yeah. And I'm totally I'm just leveling up beasts that I haven't really leveled up, and so my formation's completely not optimal, and they're all low level, and they just kill me. I'm like, oh well, that's nice, and I lose everything that I've been up to. You don't lose your monster, you just lose your items. But I was like, oh, that's nice. That sucks. I had some cool things. Now I lost everything.
Gotcha.
Fun times, Taylor.
Fun times.
I don't know what to play next. Oh well, I'm probably gonna play Cold Steel because that's gonna be out soon.
Jeez.
So.
Well, there's so many. We talked about it. There's a lot of games that you have not played or finished, like Dragon Quest XI and Octopath Traveler and Atelier Sophie.
I don't think I'm gonna finish Sophie because that was too much.
In what way? Too boring, or there was too many systems, or?
It was very simple. It was fun. It was just it didn't feel like I was doing anything.
Okay.
I was just building stuff, and then things happened, and then I was doing other stuff, and then when I'll come back to rest, and then random things would happen more, and I'm like, what is going on? I just don't know what's going on. So I didn't feel like I was doing anything worthwhile.
Gotcha. That's fair.
I think it's because of the open-endedness of Sophie.
So, all of them have sort of the same base gameplay. Like, there's a story, you run an alchemy shop, or you're an apprentice at an alchemy shop, and then you have tasks you have to do that involve making stuff in your alchemy shop. I think I've read a lot of the different premises and the design styles. I think the one that might work best, this is the one I want to play the most, that might work best for you, is the last one that came out. I think it was called Atelier Lydian Suel. And basically the premise is you are training to be, alchemists.
And you would freeze.
And as you do, you level up. Oh, did I freeze?
No, you're fine. You're fine now. It was just
okay.
Because you're just like,
hit. So you're doing tasks and you're leveling up like your alchemy level, and then once you hit a certain alchemy level, then like there will be a story moment where it's like, oh, you need to go inside one of these magical paintings and do a thing. And so that's the loop. Like you level up, you're high enough level to go into a painting, you go do the thing in the painting, and then you just repeat the process. And I feel like at that point you're at least like making like trackable progress, and then there's like a thing to strive for. So if you actually like the gameplay and the cutesy anime girls and whatever, and you just don't like the game structure, then maybe try that one. Yeah, because that's what I definitely want to try that one at some point, because that sounds maybe like the best setup.
Hey, did we talk about Remulor?
We did. I don't know if we did. Boy, is that a bad video game.
So I remember at first you're like, I don't like it, and then I read another tweet, and then you're like, after you beat the game, you get like this mode that makes it actually good.
It's interesting. It's a game that doesn't know what it wants to do. I feel like, because it's like it wants to be a Diablo, where you run around and you hack and slash and you pick up crazy weapons and you level up and you do it all over again. But the game is like 2 hours long. So there's like no point in replaying the game, because it's not like, oh, you're going to some crazy new environment and the bosses are just damage sponges. They're so boring.
Yeah.
And the game is so there are certain weapons that are so ridiculously slow that like there are points in the game where if you swing it once, you'll just die. Like there's like a hammer. You'll pick this hammer up and it's literally like, and it does extra damage because you're swinging slow, but it doesn't do enough damage to make it worth how slow you're attacking. So when you start the game, it gives you the option to either pick sword or hammer, and that's it. Throughout the game, you don't pick up any other weapon types. You don't unlock it after you beat the game or whatever, or maybe you do. I haven't beat the story mode. I beat single player, which is basically story mode without the cutscenes. And then there's like, they have variables like every time you hit somebody, it changes your weapon, or you move at like twice the speed, or you attack faster, but you do less damage. There's like all these like weird variables it throws on it. And then on top of that, it tries to be a roguelike, because there's levels and they're randomly generated. And if you die, you have to start at the beginning. So there's like 4 worlds, and each world has 4 stages. And the 4th stage is just a boss. And so if you die on world 3, you start all the way back at the beginning, and it's all randomly generated. And then it gives you, like, the weapons have random, like, spells on it. So you have a weapon, and then each weapon has a spell that's associated with it. So, like, there could be slow down time, or freeze enemies, or set enemies on fire, or whatever. You can't pick the spell and the weapon independently. You have, they're together. And that is so annoying. Like, I don't know. It's like constantly at odds with itself. It's like, if you want to be a Diablo game, make the enemies more interesting, make them fun to fight, give me more variety at the beginning. Don't make me play the game 6 times to unlock claws and bows and stabs and stuff. And then it wants to be a roguelike, but it's like, there's like 0 point to it being a roguelike. Like with Rogue Legacy, it's like, oh, how far can I get? I get a little stronger, I try better next time. But this one, it's just there to annoy you. So, and for $40, that is a total ripoff. That game is short, and like, I played through it 3 times just so I could get my money's worth. But man, yeah, don't play that game. Just don't play it.
It's funny because you were talking about it, and I kind of want to play it.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not going to. But it's just like you're talking about things like, oh, that sounds interesting. Oh, that sounds fun. But yeah,
this is not one of those moments where like, oh, it's a Taylor game, or it's a thing that Taylor doesn't like. That must mean it's good. No, it's that. This is just a bad game. I mean,
the consensus online.
Yeah, I mean, if you read reviews, they're all. I think the Open Critic score is probably in the 50s. Let's look it up real quick. Open Critic.
Looking it up.
Open Critic Remulor. Yeah, it's a 59 right now on Open Critic.
Swimming in 6s.
Swimming in 6s. So unless they patch it and they add stuff like, yeah, there are so many other better games like that you could play. Just play if you want to play that. Just play Diablo on Switch. Just get Diablo on Switch or something. You'd have a much better time. You'd pay $20 more and have like 10 times the fun.
Yeah. All right.
So, anyway, that's my Remy Lore rant. Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. All right. So we're running a little long, so I'm not going to do questions today.
Okay.
Just end it now.
End it right now. Bye.
End it. Bye. See ya. Gone. So we'll be over now. We're at like an hour 30. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's been fun doing this again. Haven't done an episode in a while. I like talking about JRPGs with Taylor because I haven't talked to Taylor in like 5 weeks. But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys, and hopefully this will be up on Wednesday. Maybe not. Probably Thursday, actually. But next week, same thing. It might be Wednesday, it might be Thursday. It's just, yeah, life right now. Work right now is crazy, so please bear with us. We still want to do this. We're not interested in doing this anymore. We're just super busy, and it's just throwing us off. I'm trying to do more streams, to talk to you guys, to keep you intrigued or keep you entertained, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. Is we're here. We're working. It's just right now, life has thrown us a curveball. Or throwing me a curveball, and I'm trying to deal with everything the way I can. So, Taylor's just being self-employed, and it's hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, like today, for example, I get off my lunch break, work a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go pop in and do my taxes. And I'm like, this usually takes like half an hour. 3 hours later, I'm done. I'm like, oh my god, this is a nightmare. So,
well, that's because you're self-employed now, so everything's different, right?
Well, I have to track everything. I have to deduct everything. Like, I thought I was gonna have to owe like thousands and thousands of dollars, but I ended up actually getting a return this year, which is like shocking. But yeah, it was just way different, and yeah, we just have to track everything. So,
nice,
fun times.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Maybe there's some big news next week. Could probably happen in the next 3 weeks or next 3 days. Hopefully. So,
I mean, GDC is this week. There could be some. Usually, news does not drop at GDC. I mean, there's the Google thing, but that's sort of a unique situation. But there could be GDC. Could be Persona 5R. Could be something else. You never know.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you guys later. See ya.
See ya.